The space station Harmony 7 hung like a silver star against the blackness of space. Inside, bright lights lit up the main control room where Ambassador Taewon Park stood watching a message play over and over on the big screen. "Help us," said the blue alien on the screen. Its skin glowed with soft light as it spoke. "The Ket attack our world. They kill our people. We cannot fight them. Please, anyone who hears this, help us." Taewon ran a hand through his black hair. The aliens sending this message were the Navari. They breathed methane, not oxygen. They lived on a planet called Navarin 3, far from Earth, and they were dying. "This message has been playing for 2 days now," said Commander Jiho Kang as he walked into the room. Jiho was tall with broad shoulders. He wore the dark blue uniform of Earth's space fleet. "No one is going to help them." "Has the Galactic Concord replied?" asked Taiwan. Jiho shook his head. "They said no. They called it a local problem. They won't send help." Taiwan was not surprised. The Galactic Concord was the group of alien species that ran things in this part of space. They had let humans join 8 years ago, but they did not trust them. Humans came from Earth, a planet the aliens called a death world. Earth had stronger gravity than most planets. It had extreme weather, many dangerous animals, and tough living conditions. These things had made humans stronger, faster, and more able to survive than most aliens. "The Conquered is afraid to let us fight," said Taewon. "They worry what will happen if humans start using their strength in space." The door slid open again. Admiral Yoon Ji-yoon walked in. She was shorter than Jiho but moved with quiet confidence. On her uniform sleeve was a red patch showing Earth's outline. All humans wore this patch when they went to space. It was a warning to other species that humans came from a dangerous world. "I heard the message," said Yoonji. "The Navari need help. The Conquered won't give permission," said Jiho. Yoonji's face hardened. "The Navari saved one of our ships last year when it was damaged. Their scientists fixed it and sent our people home safely. We owe them." Taewon nodded. "I agree. But if we send ships to help without permission, the Concord will be angry." "Let them be angry," said Yoonji. "For too long they've kept humans on the outside. They fear us because we're strong, but being strong doesn't mean we're bad. It means we can protect those who need help." Jiho looked worried. "The Ket are dangerous. They've taken over many worlds. They kill species they think are weak." "Have they ever fought humans?" asked Taewon. "No," said Jiho. "We've never crossed paths with them." Taewon walked to the window and looked out at the stars. "Then they don't know what they're in for." In his office, Taewon called a meeting with Earth's leaders. The video screens showed faces from all over Earth, people in charge of different countries and regions. "The Navari are peaceful," Taewon explained. "They study stars and plants. They don't have weapons or armies. The Ket are killing them because they can." "What does the Concord say?" asked one of the leaders. "They say it's not their problem," answered Taewon. "But I think it's ours." Admiral Yoonji stood up. "My ships are ready. We can send 5 battle cruisers and 2,000 soldiers. We can be at Navarin 3 in 6 days. If we do this," said another leader, "we risk our place in the Conquered." Taewon nodded. "Yes, but sometimes you have to do what's right, not what's allowed." After 2 hours of talking, they voted. Earth would help the Navari. On the battlecruiser Thunderstrike, Captain Hyun-woo Choi watched his crew prepare the ship. The Thunderstrike was Earth's newest and best ship. It had powerful weapons and strong shields. It could move faster than most alien ships. "Engine check complete," said Officer Do Yan Han from her station. "All systems ready, Captain." Hyun-woo nodded. "Good. Tell the other ships we leave in 1 hour." Lieutenant Min Seo-kwan looked up from his screen. "Sir, we're getting a message from the Concord station." "Put it on screen," said Hyun-woo. The face of a tall, thin alien appeared. It had pale yellow skin and large purple eyes. "Captain Choi," said the alien, "the Concord has not authorized any military action in the Navarin system. Your ships must stand down." Hyun-woo stood straight. "We received a distress call. We are responding." "The matter does not concern Earth," said the alien. When someone asks for help and we can give it, that does concern us, replied Hyunwoo. The Navari helped us once, now we help them. If you do this, there will be consequences, warned the alien. There are already consequences, said Hyunwoo. The Navari are dying. We won't let that happen if we can stop it. The alien's face showed anger, but Hyunwoo cut the connection. They'll try to stop us at the jump gate, said Minseo. Hyunwoo smiled slightly. They can try. Dr. Ju Ri Baek worked quickly in the ship's medical bay. She had brown hair tied back and wore a white coat with the red earth patch on the sleeve. Make sure these chambers are ready, she told her team. The Navari breathe methane, not oxygen. They'll die in our air. Her assistant nodded. We've converted the back half of the medical bay. We can treat up to 30 Navari at once. Juri checked the medical supplies. I've studied their biology, but I've never treated one before. Their blood is blue, their hearts are in their heads, they're so different from us. Will our medicines work on them? Asked the assistant. Some will, said Juri. I've made special ones for the rest, but they're fragile. So fragile compared to humans. A voice came over the speakers. All crew prepare for departure. Jump sequence begins in 15 minutes. Juri took a deep breath. She was a doctor, not a soldier, but she knew the Navari needed help that only humans could give. In the ship's training room, Colonel Songmin Lee watched his soldiers practice. These were the gravity wolves, special forces trained to fight in any gravity. The Ket have never fought humans, Songmin told them. They don't know our strength. They don't know our speed. Navarin 3 has lower gravity than Earth. You'll be able to jump higher, move faster, and hit harder than you do here. The soldiers nodded. They wore black uniforms with the red earth patch. They were men and women who had trained hard all their lives. Our job is to get to the surface and protect the Navari, continued Songmin. The Ket want to kill them all. We won't let that happen. What if the Conquered tries to stop us? Asked one soldier. Songmin's face was serious. Earth has decided. We go to help the Navari. The Conquered can accept that or get out of our way. At the jump gate, 3 Conquered ships waited. They were smaller than the Earth ships and lightly armed. They're blocking the gate, said Minseo. Hyunwoo opened a channel. Conquered vessels, this is Captain Choi of the Thunderstrike. We are responding to a distress call. Please clear the gate. You have no authorization, came the reply. Turn back now. Admiral Yoonji's voice came through on a private channel. Captain. Choi, proceed as planned. Yes, Admiral, said Hyunwoo. Then to his crew. Full power to shields, set course directly for the gate. Du-Yan looked up in surprise. Sir, they're not moving. They will, said Hyunwoo. They know we're stronger. They know our ships are better. They're bluffing. The Thunderstrike moved forward, followed by the other Earth ships. The Concord vessels held position until the last moment, then quickly moved aside. Gate is clear, reported Minseo. Hyunwoo nodded. All ships, prepare for jump. The huge jump. Gate lit up with blue energy. The 5 Earth ships passed through one by one, disappearing in flashes of light. The journey to help the Navari had begun. The Deathworlders were coming. A flash of blue light tore open the darkness of space. The 5 Earth ships came through the jump point into the Navarin system. Captain Hyunwoo Choi stood on the bridge of the Thunderstrike looking at the main screen. Scan the system, he ordered. Find the Ket ships. Lieutenant Minseo Kwan worked quickly at his station. 17 Ket warships detected, Captain. They're in orbit around Navarin 3. Show me, said Hyunwoo. The screen changed to show the blue-green planet of Navarin 3. Around it, red dots marked the positions of the Ket ships. They were big, bigger than the Earth ships. They've already destroyed the Navari defense stations, reported Minseo, and they're firing on the planet's surface. Hyunwoo's face grew hard. They're bombing civilian areas, targeting homes and cities. Captain, called Do-Yeon Han from her station. One Concord observation ship detected at the edge of the system. So they're watching, said Hyunwoo, but not helping. Admiral Yoonji's face appeared on a side screen. She was on the ship's spear point. Captain Choi, you will take your ship and the Stormbreaker to attack the Ket ships in the north. My ship and the others will attack from the south. We need to draw their fire away from the planet. Yes, Admiral, said Hyun-woo. What about ground forces? Colonel Songmin's teams will drop once we've cleared a path, said Yoonji. Their mission is to protect the main Navari city and secure the atmospheric processors. Dr. Juri Bayek entered the bridge. Captain, Medical Bay is ready for Navari survivors. Sections C through F are now filled with methane-nitrogen mix. We can support up to 90 Navari on board. Good work, Doctor, said Hyun-woo. Then to his crew. Battle stations, prepare all weapons, we attack in 5 minutes. In the dropship bay, Colonel Song-min Lee checked his powered armor one last time. Around him, 200 soldiers did the same. They wore black armor that made them stronger and faster. Each soldier carried weapons designed to work in any environment. The Ket have never fought humans before, Song-min told his team. They think all species are like the ones they've conquered before, weak and easy to kill. They're wrong. Sergeant Dae-hyun Kim checked his jump pack. It would let him fly short distances in the low gravity of Navaren 3. What do we know about the Ket, sir? They come from a low-gravity world, said Song-min. They're tall, strong for their world, but not compared to us. They wear powered armor to look bigger and stronger. Without it, they're not much of a threat to a human. Why do they attack the Navari? Asked another soldier. Because they can, said Song-min. The Ket believe that strong species should rule or destroy weak ones. They see the peaceful Navari as weak, so they think they deserve to die. Lieutenant Ji-eun Ryu, who led the second team, stood up. That's where they're wrong. The Navari chose peace. They could have built weapons. They could have raised armies. They chose not to. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Song-min nodded. And we chose to help those who need it. That's human. That's who we are. A voice came over the speakers. All drop teams prepare for launch. Battle has begun. The Thunderstrike moved fast for such a big ship. Du-yeon's hands flew over her controls as she guided the ship toward the Ket fleet. They're turning to face us, reported Min-seo. Their weapons are charging. Evasive pattern Delta, ordered Hyun-woo. Bring us in at an angle. Target there. Lead ship. The Thunderstrike twisted in space, moving in ways the big Ket ships could not match. The first shots from the Ket missed, burning harmlessly into empty space. Fire main guns, said Hyun-woo. The Thunderstrike's weapons fired. Bright beams of energy hit the first Ket ship. Its shields flashed blue under the impact. Their shields are strong, said Do-yeon. But they're slow to recharge. Hit them again. Same spot, ordered Hyun-woo. The Thunderstrike fired again. This time the Ket ship's shields failed. The energy beams cut into its hull. One enemy ship damaged, reported Min-seo. But the others are moving to surround us. Keep moving, said Hyun-woo. Don't give them a fixed target. Where's the Stormbreaker? Coming in from above the enemy fleet, said Do-yeon. On the screen, the second Earthship dove into the fight. Its weapons hit 2 more Ket ships from behind. The Admiral's group is engaging the Southern Fleet, reported Min-seo. 3 Ket ships are breaking off the attack on the planet to fight them. Good, said Hyun-woo. That's what we want. In space, the battle grew larger. The Earthships were faster and more agile. They hit and moved, never staying still. The Ket ships were bigger with stronger weapons, but they were slow. They're fighting like they've never had a real enemy before, observed Admiral Yoonji from her ship. They don't know how to handle ships that can outmaneuver them. We've drawn 8 Ket ships away from the planet, reported her tactical officer. Captain Choi has engaged 5 more. That leaves 4 still bombing the surface, said Yoonji. Not good enough. Tell Colonel Song-min to prepare his teams. We need to get them on the ground. The dropships were small and fast. Each one carried 20 soldiers. They shot out from the Earthships and raced toward the planet. They've seen us, said the pilot of Song-min's dropship. 2 Ket ships are moving to intercept. Song-min looked at the screen. They're too slow. We'll be past them before they can get a lock. The dropships flew past the Ket warships. A few energy beams fired at them, but the small, fast ships were hard to hit. Soon they were entering the atmosphere of Navaren 3. Surface scans show the main Navari city is under heavy attack, reported the pilot. Ket ground forces are moving in from the north and east. Take us down in the western sector, ordered Songmin. We'll secure that area first, then move to protect the atmospheric processors. As the dropships descended, Songmin could see the Navari city through the viewing port. It was beautiful, with tall crystal towers that caught the light of the planet's sun. But many of those towers were now broken. Fires burned in parts of the city. The Navari built their world for peace, said Songmin. They never thought they would need to defend it. That's why we're here, said Daehyun, to defend it for them. The dropships landed in a park on the western edge of the city. The soldiers ran out, weapons ready. The gravity was much lower than on Earth. Each step could send them flying if they weren't careful. Adjust your suits, ordered Songmin. Set gravity compensation to 60%. The soldiers made quick adjustments to their powered armor. The suits would help them control their movements in the low gravity. Team 1 with me, said Songmin. We head for the central plaza. Team 2 with Lieutenant Ji-un secure the northern atmospheric processor. Team 3, take the southern processor. As they moved into the city, they saw their first Navari. The aliens were tall and thin with blue skin that glowed softly. They looked fragile, like they might break if touched too hard. They watched the humans with large, dark eyes. Don't be afraid, Songmin told them through his suit's translator. We're from Earth. We're here to help. The Navari didn't seem to understand at first. Then one stepped forward. Earth? Deathworlders? It asked in broken human language. Yes, said Songmin. Deathworlders. But we're friends. The Navari touched its chest. I am Keltor, lead scientist. The Ket, they kill many of us. Not anymore, said Songmin. Not while we're here. In the distance, they heard the sound of weapons fire. The Ket were coming. Get your people to safety, Songmin told Keltor. We'll handle the Ket. As the Navari hurried away, Songmin turned to his team. Remember your training. In this gravity, you can jump 3 times as high, hit 5 times as hard. The Ket won't be ready for what's coming. The sounds of battle grew louder. The Deathworlders were about to show the Ket what they could do. The Ket came around the corner of a broken crystal building. They were tall with gray skin and 4 arms. Each wore heavy armor that made them look bigger. Their helmets had red, glowing eyes. They carried large guns. Stay down, whispered Sergeant Daehyun to his team. They hid behind fallen pieces of a crystal tower. The Ket patrol moved slowly down the street. There were 10 of them. They kicked at fallen objects and pointed their guns at empty doorways. They're not being careful, said Daehyun. They don't expect any real fight. Through his helmet, he spoke to Colonel Songmin. Colonel, we have 10 Ket soldiers moving through the West Plaza. Permission to engage? Granted, replied Songmin. Show them what humans can do. Daehyun nodded to his team. Remember, in this gravity, we can move faster than they expect. Use that to surprise them. The 5 human soldiers readied their weapons. Daehyun counted down with his fingers. 3, 2, 1. The humans jumped out from behind their cover. In the low gravity of Navarin 3, they soared high into the air. The Ket looked up in surprise. They had never seen anyone jump so high. The humans fired as they flew through the air. Their weapons shot bursts of energy that cut through the Ket armor. 3 Ket fell before they could aim their guns. Daehyun landed behind 2 Ket soldiers. His strength, built from living on Earth's stronger gravity, let him move with shocking speed. He hit one soldier with the butt of his rifle. The Ket crashed to the ground. The other turned to shoot, but Daehyun was already moving. He ducked under the shot and swept the Ket's legs out from under him. The rest of Daehyun's team fought just as well. They moved too fast for the Ket to track. They jumped distances the Ket thought impossible. In less than a minute, all 10 Ket soldiers were down. West Plaza secure, Daehyun reported to Songmin. No casualties on our side. Good work, said Songmin. Move to the central market. Lieutenant Ji-un's team needs backup at the northern processor. Lieutenant Ji-un Ryu led her team through the streets toward the northern atmospheric processor. This machine helped keep the right mix of methane and other gases in the air for the Navari to breathe. If it was destroyed, many Navari would die. Contact, said one of her soldiers. Ket squad ahead, 20 plus. Ji-Yun looked at her scanner. They're setting up explosives around the processor building. We need to stop them, said another soldier. But they outnumber us. Ji-Yun smiled inside her helmet. Numbers don't always matter. Not when you're stronger, faster, and smarter. She studied the area. We'll split into 3 groups. Team 1 with me. We hit them from the front. Team 2, circle around and come from behind. Team 3, use your jump packs to drop from above. Wait for my signal. The soldiers moved into position. Ji-Yun watched as the Ket worked. They had no idea humans were watching them. Now, she said into her comm. The humans attacked from 3 sides at once. The Ket tried to respond, but they were confused. They had never fought an enemy that could coordinate so well. Ji-Yun jumped over a Ket barricade. She landed next to the alien commander and knocked his gun away with one swing of her arm. The Ket tried to hit her, but she easily dodged. To the Ket, it looked like she was moving at impossible speed. How? The Ket commander asked as Ji-Yun forced him to the ground. Gravity, she replied. You grow up on a low-gravity world. We grew up on a high-gravity one. To us, this is like fighting underwater. The battle was short. The humans disabled the explosives and secured the processor. Northern processor secure, Ji-Yun reported, moving to help at the city center. In space, the battle was not going well for the Ket. They had lost 5 ships already. Their big weapons were powerful but slow to aim. The Earth ships darted between them, hitting weak spots and then moving away before the Ket could respond. On the Thunderstrike, Captain Hyun-woo watched the battle on his screen. Their commander is getting frustrated, he said. Look at how they're moving. They're breaking formation. They're trying to surround us, said Min-seo, but they're leaving gaps. Hyun-woo nodded. Exactly. Do-yeon, take us through that gap between the 2 cruisers. Do-yeon's eyes widened. Sir, that's very tight. Their weapons will have clear shots at us. They won't expect us to go there, said Hyun-woo. That's why we'll do it. Do-yeon guided the ship through the narrow gap. The Ket ships fired, but most shots missed. The few that hit were absorbed by the Thunderstrike's shields. Fire all weapons, ordered Hyun-woo. The Thunderstrike fired at both Ket ships as it passed between them. The shots hit engines and weapon systems. Both Ket ships began to drift, powerless. 2 more enemy ships disabled, reported Min-seo. Admiral Eun-ji reports 3 more disabled on her side. The Ket commander's ship is moving away from the battle, said Do-yeon. They're running. Hyun-woo looked at the screen. They're not running. They're heading for the planet. They mean to land and join the ground fight. In the central plaza of the Navari city, Colonel Song-min and his team protected a group of Navari civilians. The aliens huddled together, their blue skin dim with fear. Ket troops approaching from the east, reported a soldier. At least 50 of them. Song-min checked his ammunition. We hold this position. These people can't move any further. Why not destroy the Ket ships in orbit? Asked Dae-hyun, who had arrived with his team. Cut off their escape? Song-min shook his head. Admiral Eun-ji's orders. We disable their ships, not destroy them. We want them to retreat, not fight to the death. The Ket don't seem to care about that plan, said Dae-hyun. They're bringing in more troops. The sound of heavy vehicles came from the east. The Ket had brought tanks. Ground team, this is Captain Hyun-woo. Can you hear me? We hear you, Captain, replied Song-min. We could use some help. The Ket have armor. Look up, said Hyun-woo. Song-min looked at the sky. Small shapes were falling fast. Drop pods from the Thunderstrike. Reinforcements coming, said Hyun-woo. And something else. Watch the Ket tanks. From the Thunderstrike in orbit, bright beams shot down through the atmosphere. They hit the Ket tanks with perfect aim. The tanks stopped moving. That's better, said Song-min. Now we deal with the infantry. The Ket soldiers came into view. They moved carefully now, having learned that humans were dangerous. They're learning, said Ji-Yun, who had arrived with her team, but not fast enough. The Ket fired first. Energy bolts hit the buildings around the humans. The humans fired back, each shot finding its target. More drop pods landed, bringing fresh soldiers. The Ket commander stepped forward. He was bigger than the others with fancier armor. Deathworlders, he called in the common language of space. Why do you fight for these weak creatures? They deserve to die. They have no strength. Song Min stepped out to face him. Strength isn't just about fighting. The Navari have strength you can't see. They build. They learn. They help others. Weakness, spat the Ket commander. No, said Song Min. They saved an Earth ship last year when it was damaged. They could have let our people die. Instead, they helped strangers. That's not weakness. That's the greatest strength. The Ket commander raised his gun. Words of a fool. Before he could fire, Song Min moved. In the low gravity, he crossed the space between them in one leap. His armored fist hit the Ket commander's chest plate. The force of the blow, powered by muscles built on Earth's heavy gravity, cracked the alien armor. The Ket commander fell back. He had never been hit so hard. Impossible, he gasped. No, said Song Min. Just human. The battle resumed. The humans fought with a speed and strength the Ket couldn't match. Even with greater numbers, the Ket began to fall back. In orbit, more Ket ships were disabled. The few that could still fly began to retreat. They're pulling back, reported Mincio on the Thunderstrike. The ground forces are retreating too, said Song Min over the comm. The battle for Navarin 3 was ending. The Deathworlders had won. 3 weeks after the battle, Ambassador Taewon Park stood in the Great Hall of the Galactic Concord. The room was huge, with a high ceiling, and seats for 100 different alien species. The walls glowed with soft light. The floor was polished. Stone Taewon was not alone. Admiral Yoonji stood next to him in her dress uniform. Captain Hyunwoo and Colonel Song Min were there too. All wore the red earth patch on their sleeves. The Concord Council sat in a half circle. The council leader was tall and thin from a low-gravity world called Zilia. The leader looked down at the humans with cold eyes. Ambassador Park, said the council leader. You are here to explain why Earth sent warships to Navarin 3 without permission from this council. Taewon stepped forward. We sent ships to answer a call for help. The Navari were being killed. We did what was right. You broke Concord rules, said another council member, a reptile-like alien with green scales. Earth agreed to follow those rules when you joined the Concord. We agreed to be part of a community that helps each other, said Taewon. When the Navari asked for help, and the Concord did nothing, you broke that agreement first. Murmurs filled the room. Many council members looked angry. The doors at the back of the hall opened. A Navari entered. It was Keltor, the scientist Song Min had met during the battle. Keltor walked slowly to stand beside the humans. We asked the Concord for help, said Keltor in a soft voice. You ignored us. The humans did not. The Ket claim Earth interfered in a legal conquest, said the council leader. They say, legal conquest? Interrupted Admiral Yoonji. Her voice was sharp. They were killing civilians, destroying cities. How is that legal? The Ket believe stronger species have the right to conquer weaker ones, explained the reptile. Council member. It is their way. Then their way is wrong, said Yoonji. A new voice spoke. A Ket representative stood from his seat. He was big for his kind, with dark gray skin. Humans used their Deathworld advantages against us. It was not fair. Captain Hyunwoo laughed. It was a short, sharp sound. Not fair? You attacked a peaceful people who couldn't defend themselves. That wasn't fair either. The Ket representative's face showed anger. The Navari are weak. They deserve to live in peace, said Colonel Song Min. Just like everyone else. Taewon held up his hand. His team fell silent. For 8 years, Taewon said, to the council, you have feared humans. You've kept us at arm's length. You've marked us with warning patches. He touched the red earth patch on his sleeve. You called us Deathworlders like it was something to be ashamed of. He walked a few steps forward. Yes, we come from a world with strong gravity. Yes, we evolved as fighters and survivors. But that doesn't make us dangerous to peace. It makes us its strongest defenders. The conquered doesn't need defenders, said the council leader. We need members who follow rules. Even when those rules let innocent people die? Asked Taiwan. What kind of community is that? Keltor stepped forward. The Navari have made a decision. We ask Earth to place a permanent defense force in our system. We will leave the conquered and form an alliance with Earth instead. The room erupted in shouting. The council leader banged a staff on the floor for quiet. You cannot do that, the leader said to Keltor. It would upset the balance of power. We can and we will, said Keltor. The conquered failed us. Earth did not. Taiwan smiled slightly. Earth accepts the Navari request. We will station ships in their system to prevent any future attacks. This is unprecedented, said the Reptile Council member. No, replied Admiral Yunji. Throughout human history, stronger nations have protected weaker ones. It's normal. It's right. If you do this, said the council leader to Taiwan, other species might ask for the same protection. Good, said Taiwan. Any peaceful people who need help should ask. That's what communities do. Help each other. After the council session, the Earth team gathered in a quiet room. Through the window, they could see the stars and the busy space station around them. They're scared, said Captain Hyun Woo. They think we'll build an empire. We won't, said Admiral Yunji. But we will help those who need it. Colonel Songmin looked at Taiwan. What happens now? Now we show the galaxy what humans really are, said Taiwan. Not conquerors, not monsters from a death world, but protectors, helpers, friends to those who want peace. The Ket won't give up, warned Songmin. They'll try again somewhere else. And they'll find us waiting, said Yunji. That's the message they need to learn. Strength doesn't give you the right to hurt others. It gives you the duty to protect them. 1 month later, Sergeant Dae-hyun stood on a hill overlooking the rebuilt Navari city. The crystal towers shone in the sunlight. Navari moved through the streets, no longer afraid. A small Navari child approached him. It looked up at Dae-hyun with large, dark eyes. You are Earth human? Asked the child in simple human language. Yes, said Dae-hyun. My name is Dae-hyun. You are strong, said the child. You fight well. Dae-hyun knelt down to be closer to the child's height. Fighting isn't what makes humans special. Caring is. We fight only to protect. My parent says humans changed everything, said the child. Now other strong species might help weak ones too. No one is truly weak, said Dae-hyun. The Navari are smart and kind. You build beautiful things. You understand stars better than humans do. Everyone has different strengths. Will you stay and protect us? Asked the child. Yes, said Dae-hyun. Earth has promised. We'll stay as long as you need us. The child's skin glowed brighter. It was how Navari showed happiness. I want to see Earth one day, said the child. To see the death world, Dae-hyun smiled. It's not so scary, it's beautiful in its own way. Strong winds, deep oceans, high mountains. Life everywhere, fighting to survive. Like humans, said the child. Yes, agreed Dae-hyun. Like humans. On the Thunderstrike, now permanently stationed at Navarin 3, Captain Hyun-woo read the latest message from Earth. More ships were coming, not just to Navarin 3 but to other systems too. 3 more peaceful species had asked for Earth's protection. Sir, said Lieutenant Minseo, the Concord is sending observers. They want to make sure we're not building weapons on the planet. Hyun-woo shook his head. Let them look. They won't find weapons. They'll find schools, hospitals, and defense systems. Nothing more. Do you think they'll ever trust us? Asked Minseo. In time, said Hyun-woo. Trust has to be earned. We've made a start. Du-yeon looked up from her station. Captain, we're getting a new distress call from a planet called Viridian. They're under attack. By the Ket? Asked Hyun-woo. No, said Do-yeon. A different species. They call themselves the Drac Imperium. Yunwu stood up. Send word to Admiral Onji. We may need to move soon. Will Earth help them too? Asked Mincio. That's what we do now, said Hyunwoo. That's who we are. When people cry for help, Deathworlders answer the call. Across the galaxy, the news spread. Humans, feared for their strength, were using that strength to protect. Some species still feared them. Others began to see them differently. The Concord Council argued about what to do. Some wanted to punish Earth. Others suggested learning from them. And in quiet rooms on many worlds, people who lived in fear began to hope. If they called for help, would the Deathworlders come for them too? They would. That was the promise Earth had made to the stars.